Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, I gotta say this wasn't on my bingo card. It all started with a dream, right? The dream of seeing Hillary Clinton behind bars. It started off with a simple chant, lock her up, and then this idea of actually holding corrupt politicians accountable when they break the law suddenly became a motive of sorts, and we knew that this was a big theme going into 2024. This notion of accountability and dropping the legal hammer legitimately on people who have abused their power time and time again. And you know, you probably thought at the forefront of that would be someone like Kash Patel, Stephen Miller, Pam Bondi, but no, instead it seems the biggest bulldog behind this push for accountability isn't even a Republican, well technically a newly converted Republican. It's Tulsi Gabbard, folks. That wasn't on my bingo card to have a Democrat defect from her party, join the Republicans, then join the Trump administration and be the biggest hawk at taking on these corrupt actors. Just the other day, we're hearing of criminal referrals coming from Tulsi Gabbard's team looking to hit John Brennan and Adam Schiff with a possible case and investigation. And now she's calling for the arrest of James Comey? What is this, Christmas? James Comey might be in some trouble here. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's the James Comey moment that's got him in some deep hot boiling water. James Comey decided that it was a genius idea to post this on his social media accounts. We've got seashells here on beach sand arranged in a way that spells 8647, which probably most people understand what that means, without the need of spending decades as a career law enforcement official. 86 is the code for homicide and 47 is the 47th president of the United States, and so James Comey, former FBI director James frickin' Comey, posted this for millions of people to see. The guy's a complete lunatic. Then in response to the backlash, he came out with this sorry excuse. I posted earlier a picture of some seashells that I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. So there's either two options here. Either James Comey realized he played a stupid game and is currently winning a stupid prize, or James Comey, who again spent decades in law enforcement, led the FBI. Yeah, that James Comey doesn't even know what 86 stands for. Hard to believe, but I'll believe anything when it comes to these Democrats and being in positions that they are clearly not qualified for, because obviously the most powerful currency in Democrat politics is, will you do the dirty work? Okay, perfect, you're hired. Will you indict Donald Trump on totally bogus, made-up Trump charges? If the answer is yes, well then it's just fabulous. What can I say? Yeah, either James Comey knew exactly what he was doing, and he's now realized how stupid it is, or he was too stupid to realize what he was doing. And as he's feigning ignorance here, he just saw 47, assumed it was something to do with Donald Trump, didn't even bother to do a Google search or figure it out. No, he just blindly posted the thing thinking it was cool, and then only realized later, after he researched what 86 meant, what he was posting. I don't know. What I do know is that we are certainly living in surreal times, but now this whole ordeal has happened, and Tulsi Gabbard gets wind. Well, she's pissed. Yeah, I guess you could describe this as Tulsi Gabbard is going scorched earth mode.
You know, whatever his intent, I will tell you that there is a guy in Georgia who is issuing threats on my life about a month ago, and he's in jail today. He has been indicted with a crime, as he should have been, and he is in jail as we speak. So whatever James Comey intent, he and people like him need to be held to account according to the law, which is something that he claims to have given his life for and stands by the rule of law. Fantastic. The rule of law says people like him who issue direct threats against the President of the United States, essentially issuing a call to assassinate him, must be held accountable under the law.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do. Any other person with the position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be, I'm very concerned for the president's life. We've already seen assassination attempts. I'm very concerned for his life. And James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this.
She is flat out saying that James Comey should be arrested, period. I don't know. It's hard to say, but what I will say is there definitely should be an investigation, because if we have yet again another Democrat politician here using their platform to call for violence, well, don't you think it's time for some real consequences? I mean, the Democrats have been playing with fire for years, pushing the most insane, inflammatory rhetoric. There's been 2 attempts on Donald Trump's life just recently, suspicious powders being sent to the White House when he was president, constant threats of violence all over social media. I mean, calling for violence against Donald Trump is like one of the most popular genres on the TikTok platform. And now we have this from a former FBI director? It's unreal, and it's gotta stop. You know, this isn't just some random person's grandpa taking a stroll on the beach and then coming across 4 random numbers and snapping a photo and posting it on his random isolated Facebook account. This is the former director of the FBI who's been involved in some pretty seriously shady scandals with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, where they weaponized intelligence agencies and American courts against Donald Trump to take him down during his initial presidential win in 2016. This is the guy who on MSNBC alluded to Donald Trump belonging in a cell.
So a lot of people have suggested that there are a range of factors that would make it difficult to put the system has not been tested in this way. Do you agree with that it would be difficult or nearly impossible for the law enforcement institutions to put him in actual jail?
No. They would just put him in a double wide somewhere out near the fence, out in the grass. And he would eat there, he'd shower there, he'd exercise there, he'd be away, as Danya Perry said, from general population, but it's obviously doable.
And he's posting 8647. Oh, whoops. I had no idea. It can't just simply end there. There has to be an investigation. He absolutely should probably be arrested for incitement to violence against the sitting president of all people, because how many times can you just give the benefit of the doubt? Oh, it was just a joke. Oh, they didn't know what they were saying. They didn't understand. The president of the United States has faced 2 assassination attempts, and you're telling me it has nothing to do with violent Democrat rhetoric and this good versus evil #resistance political environment they've created, this insane deranged fantasy that they have MSNBC watchers living in. No, there's too much baggage, there's too much story here, there's too many coincidences, and too much benefit of the doubt. Whoops, oh, I had no idea what 86 meant. As one of the former top cops in the country, yeah, I'm just not buying it. Not even close. And if you don't get him with this, then I don't know, get him with something else, because Lord knows, James Comey's got some serious skeletons in his closet. He was a part of the phony FISA warrant. He was a part of Crossfire Hurricane. He's the same guy who let Hillary Clinton walk after knowingly committing a crime and then deleting evidence, which is rich considering some of the charges they were hitting Donald Trump with. That ridiculous Enron statute alleging he destroyed evidence to obstruct an official proceeding. I mean, that is literally exactly what Hillary Clinton did. If anything, that law actually applied against Hillary Clinton, but under James Comey's FBI, he chose not to recommend prosecution. But when it was Trump's turn, they hit him with nothing but prosecutions, despite there being no crime. And he was a part of that stuff. He was one of the main architects during the start of this lawfare campaign from back in 2016, their backup plan that they were working on before Donald Trump even got elected. It's time for the American people to see some action on this stuff, to get some answers and to get some accountability here. And well, at least the rhetoric's heading in the right direction, thanks to Tulsi Gabbard, who's turned out to be a complete MAGA bulldog. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.